Is that you, Daz?
No, Darren G's on about, not you.
You
Can
good,
you
lad?
hear me, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Good stuff. Hello, Sally.
Hello, fighting
Yeah,
talk,
buddy.
Darren, Sally.
How are you?
Darren G, how are you, mate?
Down, mate.
You're a legend, mate. I love watching your lives.
Down, lad.
Yeah, we watch all your lives too, Darren.
So what's
You
happening?
talk
There?
a lot
You
of
good?
sense.
You got
Pardon?
you got quite a few people on your live here, mate.
Do you know what it is, Daz? Thanks to you, mate. Remember that time when we done the talks over Christmas? You actually kind of like brought a lot of people back on side through your opinion of. Because I thank you for that, mate.
Don't worry about it, lad. We spoke about that already.
Are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I am, you know, lad. Are you?
I am. It depends how easy you go in training with us.
As I say, lad, we're just going to have a nice training session, not too much. Got to conserve some energy in case you come across some little weirdos. But, you know, we'll go in deep. We'll do 60, 90 minutes. Nice strength endurance.
Yeah,
Darren G, can I ask you a question?
Go on, then.
Can I ask Darren a question?
Go on, mate.
Can you hear me? Darren, like, obviously, I know about like, your criminal past and that, but obviously I was trolling to you and you've been attacked by people. How hard is it not to go back to how you was when you was younger and just wipe these people up? Because you know, like you could when these people are attacking you. How do you compose yourself and not go back to like, you know, how you used to deal with things?
Well, you know, when you've experienced the loss of freedom the way I have,
I can't get rid of people.
It's pointless. It takes a lot of strength, mate. Because I've always dealt with knobheads with violence. Well, I've learned the best way to deal with them is really if they're coming at you verbally for a few weeks, then to sit there quiet in silence. They're just going to bury you. So every so often, you've got to come out. People call it an outburst. People call it ranting. When in reality, you're protecting or preserving yourself. So
Oh, shut up.
you've got to think about the knobheads that are attacking me and Decca. You've got to think about who they are, what they're about. You know, they're just all weird, perverted, messed up individuals, and they're not worth the time of the day. And they're definitely not worth risking your freedom for.
See if they've got the same energy the day they bump into us. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, because I really enjoyed that little interview you two did a little while ago, and it was good to see someone. If me talking about doing an interview with Decca, it got a few views in that, but someone like yourself, Darren, doing it like and getting trolled yourself, like it was good interview. So thank you for doing that. I enjoyed watching that with you both.
What it is, lad.
Private
Believe it or not, the minute I embraced Decca again, I sort of took his negative traffic away from him from a few weeks, and he went all out at me. Eventually, you know, they got to close me live down, but I'm back on again. I'm here, as you say. I've had 6 platforms; they've all been shut down. It's easy to just restart them up again. I don't do it to provoke these haters, mate. I just do it because, you know, I needed to produce the message of choose a life, not a knife. And that's what it's always been about with me. I'm looking in your private chat, mate, and you've got that little bumnit from Scotland. Just
you know. Do us a favour there, you Scotch fella. Send us your address, mug.
I've got his address, lad.
Where's he gone?
Where have you gone, brother?
He got his address. He's gonna get him. He's got his address already. What do you think of the Knuckle thing? Because there's a Scottish fella called Bobby Kay. So this is the reason me and Decca are talking. So this kid, I don't know what the problem is. There's a few Scottish people that don't seem to like me. I've tried to sort it out of them with a straightener. There was unreasonable demands. This kid Bobby Kay keeps doing videos, messaging people. I don't really care, yeah. But then I see Decca was going to do a YouTube thing to sort out, and I thought if he wants it, do it. And apparently now he would agree to it. But they all want to see Decca's acro. He wants to see Decca's acro. So there's no point me asking any Scottish people to fight who don't like Decca because they're just going to say, I want to see all your 50-page acro. It's weird.
You know,
The thing
you know
is,
what, mate? Look, you know
Go
what?
on, Daz.
I don't know this Bobby Kay. I've never really heard of him. What I have seen, I've seen a video of some heroin addict going off his cake a little bit, but that's all I know about him, mate.
Oh,
The
yeah,
way
I mean,
the way they're coming on, trying to, you know, maintain these allegations towards Decca, you just don't bother with them. You just cut them out straight away. They're no good for him. They're no good for the platform that he's creating. They're just there clickbaiting like they always do. I don't even know why they clickbait, mate. They get a couple of thousand subscribers, and that is it. There's only so many subscribers that are willing to listen to they chat on a continuous basis, especially that fucking Joy Honey, whatever her name is, and
of course. You know what it is, Daz? I've always, I mean, what it is fighting talk. It's gone from a 55-page acro to now because I've got my real one which is 37 pages, and now they want to see the 37 pages. But hey, I'll show it, but bring yours as well. None of them will bring them. None of them want to show theirs.
You know what though, Decca? It's nonsense, mate. You shouldn't even be getting embroiled in it. I've got more GBHs. I've got more GBHs on my subject access than what dinners.
This
keep on
no
saying
one knew
to you,
what it was.
There's nothing proven.
Roman. The
Just
Irish
allegations.
kid Roman said about an acro, right? And then this acro thing went crazy. But Darren G, like yourself, you know you've got a criminal record. If you've got NFAs, say if you do a burglary, right, and they've got no DNA evidence, they arrest you for it, and they can't prove it's you, that's an NFA, yeah? Or whatever it's called. You haven't been charged. So if everybody who's had that, been arrested for something, got away with it, if they was all targeted with that, what would we all be doing? Do you know what I mean? So if somebody's got no further action by the police, then I don't know what to say. People are obviously not scared of Decca around that way. Women might be, yeah, but there's enough blokes where he lives, like, you know, there's enough people that could have gone and got him.
Listen,
The Joyces could have kicked the fuck out of him.
I'll be honest with you, fighting talk, right? I'll tell you the truth, right? I've been getting called the wrong one for 4 years. I've been walking around the street, not one man's come up and said anything.
No. I remember I asked you that as well, didn't I? When we was
I'll
at
be
the
honest with you. I will be totally honest. It has intimidated women. Like, I find it. I mean, I used to be a ladies' man. Now I couldn't pull a plug.
You know what? Though, at the same time, when you're talking about no further action taken, that's exactly what it is. The police have done their inquiries. They found no evidence to support the allegations, and they discontinue with any criminal investigation, and that's it. Door shut. When you've got poisonous individuals that have put a lot of money in trying to cancel Decca out for the last few years, and they're just not doing it, and they continue to employ little weird rats.
I didn't believe, right, the money was being passed down. I thought it was far fetched, mate. And then, I started seeing, you know, looking at stuff, and I was like, wow. I don't know who's paid the money in that. And, you know, see Humble Dry and a lot of them that kind of going on Decca, I've got no real beef with them. They're not the people I've got the beef with. The Bobby Kay thing is the one. I believe Decca's Backyard Brawls is the best place for me to fight this Bobby Kay fella. Decca's got another fella because Bobby Kay's saying he wants the acro, a big fella. If Decca needs me to fight this fella, I don't really want to. He's quite big, yeah, and he's had a fight already. But I'll do it. But I would rather Bobby Kay or Astring, that idiot Astring.
It's like I always keep saying, right? If an 18-stone man comes up to Darren in the pub and says to Darren, I want to fight you, Darren's not going to say to him, give us 4 months till I put on 3 stone, mate. You're just going to get stuck into him straight away. And that's what it's all about. It's street fighting rules. There's no weight categories in street fighting, is there?
Look, it is what it is, mate. You know, you look at the situations you've been in. Most men have been in situations where they've been out somewhere and you've got a juice set attacking you and you just break his chin. You know, it doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how many substances you take to get yourself big and give your heart. You know, you can get your chin snapped instantly by an 11-stone kid. It doesn't matter.
You don't even, you know yourself that you don't grow muscle on your chin, mate. It's a fact, isn't it?
But look, you can't keep on entertaining, Decca. You know, you're on a new path here. You've got a new platform. You can't start entertaining all little irrelevant junkies who want to clickbait and have fights here there and continue mentioning your acro. You want to put your acro to bed. You know what you are. You know what you've done and what you haven't done. They want to believe what they're always going to believe. You don't need to entertain them. The more you entertain them, the more you mention their names, the more they're going to stay relevant. You are
100%, bro.
You're relevant. You know, you've had straighteners. People are aware of you for your acting. People are aware of you for what you've been doing in your previous and past life and your present. These are just leeches latching onto you and your history and just trying their hardest to sink you. You need to, I know I've told you loads of times, like, you need to just make them irrelevant. And the simple way of doing it is going,
well, do you know what it is, Dad? I'm trying, do you know what it is with me, right? It's like, well, I've been recently diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress through, like, obviously childhood trauma and getting the trolling, because the trolling actually brought the trauma back. And I don't like, people don't get me when I say it. I don't like talking about it because it triggers my head.
Look, I think I said to you the other time, what these trolls and these creatures do is they will continuously comment, and you can blank it, but then one comment might open you up. And soon as you let them know it's opened you up, they just barrage you with loads of them. And once they're in, they can run riot. The best thing to do is just keep your door shut on all of them. You've had this Bobby K, you don't know who he is, but he's popped up. He started asking you for acros. Swear them.
Yeah.
Don't even give him the platform. Don't let him. Are you going to be able to stand in a backyard with this creature after he's been saying what he's saying? Are you? Honestly.
Nah. Do you know what, Daz? I just when I come, like, when we spend time together tomorrow, mate, you'll see the real me, and it's like the me on social media is different in person. I'm more like quieter in real. Like, we'll have a laugh, mate. We'll have a good laugh.
Look, whatever me and you get up to, me and you will get up to, lad. We'll have a nice day. It's not about speaking about a rel. It's about me and you having a nice training session, bit of food, and putting things in process for this year. All the other things, you've got to understand the risk you're going to be putting yourself in if you start. It's one of them things on sight in your face. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, I sit here, you've seen the trolls that I've had, and I know for a fact I'm going to come across these individuals.
Tell me, yeah. Right, 100%, mate. 100%.
Some of them will go white in themselves, and some of them will shout, you know, make a noise in front of crowds to get the attention, so not much damage can happen. But some will have a go thinking they can, and that's the best scenario for me.
I can pinpoint.
I'm not there to run around fighting, lad. I'm not here to like run around fighting. You know, I promote a decent, proper, powerful message, and I'm not going to contradict myself.
Yeah.
And I said the other day on your live feed, if I come into contact with the Glasgow podcaster or the one-eyed monster or snitchy bumperclad, they're getting put on the backs, mate.
Yeah.
I know them for what they are, especially the Glaswegian. I've been in a room with that Glaswegian and I've looked in his eyes and he's nothing but a fruit. He's got no backbone.
Well, I know, Dad.
Sessions he does.
I won't mention any names, like, but the thing is, you know, when I keep telling people on here, no one would sell to your face. I know a well-known old school Liverpool criminal, and I know him to speak to, and he even told me, Darren, he said you can fight, mate.
Look, I'm no big hard case, mate, but look, anyone who comes from a poor family of 5 brothers can fight, mate. You can have a go. You're brought up being able to have a go. It's first up, best. You know, do you understand what I'm saying? You're fighting for a pair of trainees when you're a kid. So, I don't proclaim to be this big hard case, but I know I can break a chin. You know, I know I can break a jaw.
100%.
And when these can lump hammers hit you on the jaw, you're very lucky they're not getting fractured. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I'm not about it.
Do you want to speak to Darren, Sally? Because Sally was actually, I love Sally. I love her to my top members. And Sally, you actually says to me, Darren was a very intelligent man because she's got a big IQ. You've got a high IQ, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Yes.
And you were saying, speak to
Mr.
Darren. So,
You speak a lot of sense and you speak a lot of truth.
And that's what it's
And
about.
when I first started watching you, I was like that, yeah, Scouse idiot. But no, you're a good man, you're a good bloke.
Well, it is what it is.
That's it.
What you've got, Sally, when you've got my content out there to contradict the content that exists. But you know what? I'm not educated in a classroom. Me, I'm self-taught.
streetwise.
Everything that comes out of my mouth is either learned in a prison cell or on the streets.
It's better than nothing.
Not many people bear where it comes from.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't go and sit there in the Beast of the East and read a few powerful words and then
Darren, is it true that to get the army in when the police arrested you to take you to prison? Is that true?
It weren't really an army, mate, but you had like 2 helicopters and all. You had the years ago. You used to have in Northern Ireland these little jeeps that was to do with explosives and stuff. So when they came to me Mars to arrest me, they came in these jeeps, what you normally find in Northern Ireland, and when they've raided me Mars, they put a scaffolding up outside me Mars, put a tarpaulin right round my mother's, and every nut and cranny was smashed to bits looking for whatever they're looking for. But it's what you get most days now with very when you've got notorious criminals who are capable of next level violence. When the police are coming through your door, they're coming through your door with the intentions of putting you to bed, and you're very lucky if you don't get put to bed when that firm come through your door with that sort of strength. But it weren't an army, lad. I'd say it was like, it was basically MI5 and MI6 that came through my Mars house when they wanted me. It weren't just your normal drug squad or your murder squad. It was MI5 and MI6 because around that time, I was getting implicated in a lot of IEDs that was getting placed outside police stations, improvised explosive devices. And you had a lot of them, like car bombs, if you like, being placed outside police stations in the city of Liverpool, numerous of them. And I was implicated in them. Although there was nothing to do with me, just being implicated in them takes you to the next level, doesn't it?
It's like terrorism, literally.
Well, basically, yeah. But it is what it is, mate. As I say, I was only 24 years old when I went into custody. I weren't at the top of my level. I was on my way to the top of that level. And in my way at the top was these old school gangsters that couldn't tolerate our presence in the game. So they went all out to get us killed or put in jail. He never got me killed, but they got me put in jail, mate.
When you remember that Christmas, Daz, when I was on your live with you and we were on your channel and you started telling me about your story and that, like, I honestly, it just took me back. I wasn't aware of a lot of it, and like I say, mate, that's why I respect you, because the mental strength you have is absolutely unbelievable, mate.
You know what, Decca? You say that you see all these, you see all this content across social media where people are proclaiming to have been to hell and back and da-da-da, and I sit there and look at them and go, okay,
that's my life.
Okay, your path, you've had your path of life. Everyone's path of life's tough, but don't put honey on something that needs sugar. Do you understand what I mean, mate? It's like,
I feel it necessary to plaster it all over social media anyway. It's a private matter.
When I first entered the realms of social media, mate, I was on the edge. I was about to go out and do something very, very, it would have been an atrocity in the city of Liverpool. Yeah. I got reached out when I done my first podcast, and then I just haven't stopped since. But I've just been used and abused for 3 years. Like what them podcasters do, think they're at the top. They're not really top level podcasters, but to our corner of the podcasting world, they're the ones with the most subscribers and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you mean the real corner of YouTube?
they expect you to work around as like a circuit of them, and if you don't work around that circuit of them, they turn on you. And that's
like, why do you think I was going mad? Like, I know, like, when I was like backing you up the other week, that's because you've had my back. And remember when I says, listen, Darren probably wouldn't want me to say this because you can speak for yourself, but it's like people use you, mate, because they just see with me tomorrow. You see, I'm genuine, mate. I class you as a friend now, and it's like I don't like people chat because they wouldn't have the bollocks to come and say it to your face. That's what really boils my piss, eh?
You know what happens? You know when people realise that you're not willing to go to the lengths. It's not about when you're not willing to go to the lengths you know you're capable of. They take it as a weakness.
Yeah.
And when you're being provoked and prodded and continuously agitated by irrelevant individuals in your life, it's very hard not to return to the things you know best. I'm that type. I've been a lone gunman, if you like. I've always been a solitary mindset. I'm that type that will sit on your doorstep for 12 hours and wait for you to come in, and then it's over for you. That's the way I am. I know the lengths I can take it to, but I decide not to. And if you've got any people that really know me, I'm not talking about 18-year-old lads, 20-year-old lads. I'm not talking about 30-year-old smackheads that used to score crack and smack offers years ago. I'm talking about the real people of Liverpool. They will tell you the same, mate. When he wants to be dangerous, he can be dangerous. And that's a strength I've got.
Darren, that Curtis Warren thing you've done was brilliant. That Curtis Warren thing you've done was brilliant a couple of weeks ago, Darren.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the type of content I want to get into. And every time I start putting that content out there, I get a lot of negative feedback off the organised crime within the city. But on the other hand, I get messages all the time, Fight and Talk. I get them all the time off people I know that have been involved in that game, telling me, "You're right, lad. You're right. I don't know how you've managed to turn your back on it because the lifestyle's just too inviting." You know, they would have got out Fight and Talk and just went, all right, to that group and said, yeah, I'll jump on board with you. I never refused to, but if I would have jumped on board with him, I would have got on to my normal business of what I know best, and then I would have been flying around in all these cars. I wouldn't have had all these on me A, B, and C. I wouldn't have them mounting off about me because they know the damage that would be done to them if they done it. But the minute you decide to turn your life around, the minute you decide to walk away from and sacrifice all them individuals and all them, the criminal fraternity, you get jealous. There is hundreds of criminals within the city of Liverpool who are sitting in prison or outside prison now that will have loved to be able to turn their life the way I have. You can't do it. You're stuck in that revolving door of criminality. Have you had much harassment since you've been helping Decca out being a moderator?
No.
Sally, tell Darren your story, what you told me. We'll give you this for the story, Daz.
It starts in 2007.
I'm just going to fill up with water.
Yeah, it starts in 2007. Met a bloke in a pub, thought it was really nice, la-di-da-di-da-da, as you do. Life goes on, we get serious, he moves in. Then Jekyll came out. He locked me in the house. He locked the windows. He cut the plug off my TV. He used to hide behind my wardrobe. He wouldn't let me out. I couldn't have a mobile phone. I couldn't have internet. He moved my daughter out of my house into my parents' house, so he got complete control. He used to knock me 7 bells. I mean, as you can see, I'm a big girl, right? He used to drag me up the stairs by my hair like I was a rag doll. If I made a meal and he didn't like it, he'd throw the meal up the wall and the plate straight at me. Punched me, he kicked me, he threatened to throw me out the window. We had a big argument.
How did you get away from it, Sally?
I don't know what it was. Something in my head clicked, and I came back. I think I'd been to Birmingham for a hospital appointment or something like that. And I came in, and he was in bed with a man.
What's that noise in the background? Is that you fighting, Tom? It's like a noise.
No, I can mute it. Decca, let me ask you something, Decca. see what the lady just said there. Obviously, you've been accused of a lot of stuff and videos about that. How do you feel, obviously, when you hear that lady say that stuff? And obviously, she's honest, and she don't believe anything about you. But what do you think when you hear her say that after everything, you know?
Take his kneecaps off. Well, actually, I've had Sally. We became good friends, me, Sally and Dan. And when she told me the story, mate, it was shocking. And people like that, he took in the countryside and kidnapped and kneecaps took clean off.
Fighting talks sound as a bit scatty, mate. It's sort of.
Aye, you know something fighting talk. You know when you get to know well, Sally's and you've got to know me, haven't you, Sal? I'm I'm a gentleman. I'm soft. I'm kind. I'm a family man. I've got 10 nieces and nephews. If I was any danger to anybody, I wouldn't be around my nieces and nephews every day, mate.
Darren says you need to start chatting up his wife.
But you know what? Fighting talk, it doesn't bother me, mate. And I'll be honest with you, though, Darren's the only one on YouTube that can reel me in. I don't really listen to anybody else because all of them are full of mutter. I listen to Darren because he's lived the life and he knows the crack, you know what I mean?
Well, you've
Darren,
admitted yourself.
What an experience that was, Sally. Hey, Sally, what an experience that was. Like, you know, when you're there of people in them type of relationships, it becomes impossible for them to get away from it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but to finish the story off, I've had 3 liver transplants, and then I had my last one in 2016, and now I've just started dialysis 6 hours every other day.
So what's the dialysis for? Is that for you? Is that for kidneys?
Yeah, it's just like a giant washing machine. It just takes your dirty blood in and brings the clean blood out.
6 hours every other day?
Yeah. I have 2 needles shoved in my arm for 6 hours. No, it's well, it's that or nothing. So you get on with it.
You know what? You're still here. I think that's the main thing in it, Sally.
Yeah. My motto's the same as yours, mate. It is what it is.
Exactly that.
You're good.
It is what it
Good
is.
woman, Sally.
If you can't change it, you know, just accept it and move on.
That's it. That's my attitude. That is, if something's happening and I can't change it, forget about it. It's going to happen anyway.
And
but if you can change it, then change it.
It's the same sort of thing with what Decca's going through now. He's continuously harassed with these allegations that are not true. And you can't change it, Decca. So I don't know why you continue to try and change it. You know what I mean?
What I'm going to do,
you've got to understand when people have got this possessive mind, once they're possessed on someone or they're very possessive over someone, you can't leave you alone. That's why you've had some of these individuals casing you for 3 years strong.
A lot of people don't understand that, and have tried to get this. You know why they get away with it? Because the police informers there.
Exactly what I said.
It doesn't matter what they are, does it, lads? The bottom line is, if you continue to entertain them, they're always going to get entertainment out of you.
Well, like you said, Daz, I mean, you know what, mate? Well, I was saying to Sally at one time as well, because I get on well with Sally and her husband there, and I said, you're the only man on YouTube that I actually have respect for. The rest of them, I wouldn't if they were on fire.
But I like to think that I've earned that respect off you, Decca.
100%, bro.
And that's what a lot of people seem to miss these days. They don't understand that to be respected, it's earned.
Well, Dad, you didn't even, when Darren, when you were backing me up, mate, I wasn't even aware of it. You know, when you were backing us up on YouTube, I wasn't aware of it. And then when I heard you, I thought, respect, man, because you didn't need to do that. And then,
you know what, Decca, if we can bring it back to the early days when everyone was turning on me, everyone was using my name, and everyone got caught up in it. And you was one of them. But it weren't personal. You were just caught up on the same narrative as everyone else. And then
I know.
And then the tables turned. I got sucked in. I was getting 50 messages a day convincing me that you was this. And as I say, when you're continuously getting this barrage of hate mail towards someone, you start thinking, well, hang on, is it? Is it this? Is it that? And if you remember, me and you had I was saying to you, I'll come up to yours, come down to mine, and then your phone went dead. So instantly, I automatically thought, well, hang on, there's something there. So because I was caught up in this fine nonsense, that shower of rats had dragged me into, I started behaving like one of them towards you.
Tell you what, though, you're as game as a badger, mate.
As soon as I realised what's going on here, I came right out like I've always been, open and honest, and apologised. And my mind hasn't changed since then, and I think that's been.
Tell you one thing that does, you're as game as a badger, mate, because not many people would have come to the shops. You're the absolute game as a badger.
Well, that's what I look. Because I'm a light kid. But what
you're not bothered about anybody.
In heart, and you know when something just goes too far for me, I will come where you are. That's 100%. The way it is. Now I've come to your shops, mate, and I did get someone to post a little card through your letterbox because I didn't want to be placed on camera, you know. But
I don't think he does.
I was at your box. I was ready.
But you know what does? See when I think back now.
I was only 11 and a half and I'm ready for you.
Hey, but you know when I think back now, Daz, I can laugh because like listen, people don't understand this, right? When you don't know me as a person, right? I get it. People can have the doubts about me, but it's like, see, when you get to know, like tomorrow, when you get to know me, mate, you'll have a totally, see, when you meet the real me, just me and you, you'll be like, because I'm proper, you'll see how spot on I am, mate. I'm just a normal person, mate, honestly.
Well, Decca, you know what? You already know me, mate, because every time I come on these screens, I'm me. I don't put a persona on for the screen and then act different behind the screen. You know what I mean? This is me. This is the way I am. This is who I am. So
Darren, are you red or blue?
You know what? I don't really support any football team. That's why you can see, look, I've got the red L and the blue 5 there, see?
Red all the way, mate.
What I say to people when they ask me that question is, my veins are blue, but I bleed red.
That's it. That's me. I bleed red.
100%.
Always have, always will.
Is Fighting Talk still there?
Are you still there, Fighting Talk?
Sorry about that.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I muted it.
Oh, God, buddy. Have a crack, mate. If you want to ask, you have a crack, bro.
Do you want to see me little doors, Sally? Do you want to see me doors, Sally?
Sorry?
Have you got your little with your dad? Oh.
You said Sally?
Oh,
no.
I don't want to show you the face. She's only 4 weeks old.
Dad, can I ask you, Dad? Yeah. See, when you become a father, right? You know, when you become a father, well, I wouldn't know. Well, I've probably got about 10 kids that I don't know about. But see, when you become a dad, how does it like change you mentally? Like, do you think more before you act now?
You see, what it is with me, Decca, it's difficult with me because of my background and my history. So, for example, I'm looking forward to it. I'm made up that I'm having a child, but in the back of my head, the social services are just there. So, for example, when Alora was born, I was in the hospital for 5 days waiting for her to arrive. She arrived within 2 hours. Social workers are on the phone saying, I'm not allowed in the hospital with my daughter. Within a week, I've had a notification of them saying, I'm not allowed to be in contact with my child whilst in Merseyside.
Yeah.
Really?
Because of the threat to life warnings on me. Well, that's what what?
Isn't this true as well, right? This is another thing that the trolls, like people believe with the trolls that you don't understand, right? You don't actually have to be abusive to a woman and child to be a danger to children. It depends on if you've got a violent reputation as well.
Well, look, mate, you know when you've had a threat to life warning, which is the new word for Osman warnings, instantly. So, yeah, you see in the city of Liverpool now, you know, if you're a gun nominus, like what they call you in Liverpool if you're involved in gun crime now is gun nominus. And what they'll do, they'll give you a brand, they'll give you like bronze, silver, gold. And if you're a gold gun nominus in the city of Liverpool, you'll have the social workers coming on you and threatening you. If you continue to participate in what you're participating in, we will start looking to take your care off you your kids off you because we don't believe that your kids are safe whilst around you. And it's right, isn't it? You know, it is right. So I can't go into Merseyside and have my children around me, but I can anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
So when I'm in Birmingham, I've got my kids around me, there's absolutely no problem. But the minute I go into Liverpool, if I have my kids around me or my kid's mother around me, instantly social services can kick in and start going for care proceedings like that. So
are you two different people when you're in Birmingham or Liverpool then?
No, what it is, because in Liverpool, I've upset a lot of, you know, I've named and shamed a lot of rats that are destroying the communities that we come from, you know, absolutely with drug dealing and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's nothing to do with your kids, is it?
No, but they put threat to life warnings on me. And because I've had a few attempts on my life, these aren't that threat to life warnings. These are, you know, proper real threat to life warnings. So,
yeah.
For instance, you can go back to the 6th of April when I've had my brother around me and some little lad called Craig. Craig was shot dead. My brother was put in a coma. I go to jail. I come out of jail, complete my licence period. Within 3 months of me stepping back in Liverpool again, gunmen have came to kill me again and push someone else in hospital. And you've seen all over the news, you know, these gunmen aren't scared to go through a front door. And if there's children there, the children are getting, you know, they're getting harmed or killed in some cases. And that's
look at that 11-year-old the other week.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's where the social services come from. That's where they're coming from. If you're in a house, if you're in your baby mum's house,
they're at risk.
You know, you're putting them at risk, and that's why I've never been to my baby mum's house or will. I'd never go there. It doesn't mean I don't go in Liverpool. It just means I don't go near my children or my children's mum. You know what I mean?
This is what I mean. Like this is why I constantly just see all these divvies on YouTube, Sally, that give Darren cheek in that air, and like what he goes through, threats to life and that, and like the mindset of him, and he obviously doesn't give like.
You know what's funny? You know when these rats are trying to make me look like a harm to children or I'd sexually abused children. You know what they're doing because you know I've suffered at the hands of abusers when I was a child. So it's the impetus of what they say is 10 times more.
Giving you triggers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Daz, remember when me and you spoke on your channel and I opened up about that and I said when I was getting called, it triggers your mind, it brings back memories.
Well, we know that because that's how they are. But the bottom line is, Decca, as I say, what are they, mate? Look at them. You know what I mean? Look at them. Look at the people that are talking about you. They're just weird, irrelevant individuals that have got no real relevance in your life other than stalking you and cyberbullying you. They're not relevant, are they? So when, you know, look, as I say, 2 years ago, when them rats cancelled me out for not engaging with them properly, you had all these little weird trolls popping up from nowhere. I mean, you had these little Welsh bums